If you master this pullback strategy, you would have reduced your chances of losing a trade significantly by a large percentage, because you won't be losing that. You will know exactly when to enter and the best trades to enter, right? Where to risk more money, right? So what do I have for you today, right? So for our entries, I'm just going to give you, I'm just going to be using maybe zone flips, right? I'm going to be using zone flips and this moving average over here, right? And then a little bit of order blocks, right? So that's what we're going to be using for our entries, for our pullback entries, right? So that's what we'll be looking for, right? So I think you know what zone flips are and you know what everything that I mentioned is. If you don't, then I recommend that you check out my videos. I post a lot about those. I'm not going to be repeating those, because I want to make this as fast as I can and as simple as I can, right? So right over here, what do you have to look for in a pullback, right? So the best pullbacks, as I always mention, as I usually mention, I think it's about the third time that I'm mentioning this right now, right? So the best pullbacks that you ever have are the pullbacks that I have that are in a consolidating manner, right? So let's say let's take which example, right? So let's take this example over here, right? So we've got this pullback over here, right? We're in a downtrend, right? As you can see, we're continuously getting a lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower. Yeah, right. And the moving average is on top of the candlesticks, blah blah blah. Right. I think you know all this stuff already, right? So the pullback that we want to look for, right, that we want to see is a pullback that's in a consolidating manner, right? So something like this, right? It's showing that the market doesn't have momentum to just push up, right? It's slowly reducing in what momentum. It's not able to push up. So most likely there are greater chances of us to continue going down, because if the buyers were enough capital, if the buyers had enough power to push this market up, they would have already done that, right? So the consolidations means that the sellers are still powerful, right? The buyers are not able to push the market going up, right? So that's the type of pullback that we want. Pullback that's in a consolidating manner, right? We don't want straight pullbacks. Let me try to look for a straight flat pullback, right? So yeah, so something like what, like this pullback over here, I wouldn't like to enter over here. Just this straight, it's just too straight, man. I don't want to enter over here. Rather, I want to look. Let's say over here we got a mark out zone flip over here, right? Mark out zone flip over there. That's also where our order block is. Some over there. That's the last candle, right? And as you can see, this is the type of pullback that I want. It's so like consolidating, right? It's in a consolidating manner, right? So let's mark over here, right? And when you mark this, you'll be able to enter when the market breaks out, right? So you can use this either for your buys or for your sell opportunities, right? So right over here there's a slowdown in momentum. After a slowdown in momentum in boom and crash, all the time there is always a big move that's coming, right? And when it reaches that zone, that area, want it to consolidate a little bit, maybe create a little W or something like that. That just gives us a further confirmation that we are going to go up, right? So this consolidation over here, right? That's what I'm talking about. This over here, right? As you can see, red candle, green, red, green, red. That the candlesticks are alternating green, red, green, red, green, red, showing that the market is not does not have enough momentum, right? There's not enough momentum to just just go down. Most of the times it will just respect and continue going up, right? And this I don't like, right? Just this flat red candle going down, though it worked out, right? The moving average is the almighty powerful, right? It continued to make it go up, but I don't like these types of setup, because most of the times these setups continue breaking out, because the market is still has a lot of momentum, right? So I want to see a slowdown in momentum when we get to our key areas of interest, right? So that's what we want to see, a slowdown in momentum when we get to our key areas of interest, right? Green, red, 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 green, red, 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 and we make our small M, right? This is a slowdown in momentum rather than just this flat red candle over here. It could have just broken past that. And then this over here, this is also a little bit better, because there's a slowdown in momentum, right? So what we want to look for is just a slowdown in momentum, right? The slowdown in momentum, right? So we've got this zone flip over here, right? And we've got a slowdown in momentum creating a little flag, also testing out our 50 moving average. So if you see this slowdown in momentum, yeah, you are it's so like it's a further confluence that the market will respect that area of interest, rather than when it just gives what a flat pullback, just like this, right? As you can see, it gives a flat pullback, a fast pullback, right? Not a flat, an impulsive pullback, right? Consolidates a little bit and it continued going down, meaning that it didn't respect this uptrend that was being formed over here. So the types of setups that are formed like this, there's the flag patterns, right? So the flag patterns are those when there's an impulsive move, right, going down, right? Then you've got also like a consolidation, pulling back, right? And then when you mark that, right? And then there's what? There's a breakout. So these are a continuation in trend. It's so like similar to what you are seeing here, right? There's a pullback, so there's an impulsive move, and then there's a flag, right? And then it continues going down, right? So that's one type of setup, right? So it's the same with what's over here, and it goes down, right? And that's the flag pattern, right? Then after the flag pattern, also have the wedge pattern. Let me see if there's an area that I can see the wedge pattern. So this is something like the wedge pattern, right? So for the wedge pattern, what we are doing is maybe we're going what? We're going up, and then we start what? Slowly reduce what? The momentum, right? And showing, so like creating what? A triangle, a smaller triangle, right? What this essentially means is most of the times, yeah, with Jerif it's a little bit tricky, but if you're trading currencies, most of the times it will go the opposite direction, right? So if we're going up, it will continue going down, right? But with Jerif, at times I see it breaking back again to the upside. It's not that clear, right? So with Jerif, you just have to wait for the breakout, or if there's a breakout, and if there's a test in a retest, that's even sweeter. But yeah, most of the times we don't get that test, right? So it's the similar pattern towards over here, though this was already a downtrend, so it doesn't, it's not what, it's not the perfect example for what I'm meaning, right? So right over here we can use, where do I get that setup? So this is so like what I was talking about, right? This is a wedge pattern, right? So how do you know? My throat is a little dry. Let me drink a little water. Right. So these types of setup, why do they work all the time, right? So let's say we're going up, right? So let's take the flag pattern, right? So maybe let's make this a little bit a symmetrical triangle, right? And then right over here, what makes these setups work is most of the times, as you can see, the market is creating what? A narrow triangle, right? And soon enough, the candlesticks are going to run out of place to continue what? Ranging in this triangle. So sooner or later, they are going to have to break up, either going to the up or down, right? So if you see these types of patterns, know that there's going to be a breakout, either to the downside or to the upside, but there's going to be a breakout. There's going to be a shift in momentum, an impulsive move after that consolidation. So whenever you see a little bit of consolidation in the market, just know that the market is going to what? Is going to, just know that the market is going to give an impulsive move somewhere over there, right? So this is something like the wedge pattern, right? Because we're going up, right? And then we started consolidating and we break down a little bit, then we continued what? Going up again. But this breakout, that's the impulsive move that we're talking about. Though this didn't give you a clear entry, right? There's no pullback, there's no retest, sorry. This doesn't work, but that's it. That's essentially it. And if you got any questions, leave them in the comment section down below. And if you want more or explanation, leave them in the comment section down below, and I'll address any questions that you guys might have. So that's it for